Morning, everybody. Welcome into the CR&E Morning Brew. We have March 9th today. Would have been my mother's 86th birthday, I believe. She would have made it that long. So I'm starting a little bit late here. As usual, you know me. Okay. Who is here? First of all, can you guys hear me all right? Fix that. Let's see. Somebody lying already. Okay, can you guys hear me okay before I go any further? Thanks, John. Good morning. All right, let me come back up to the top. Who's the first one? Train Freak, Sandstone, West Virginia. Oh, yeah, I heard something about another train wreck, huh? Caused by a rock slide. Yeah. At least it wasn't from, air or what have you. Kind of hard to stop those. Let's see. Hey, Artie, good morning. This is my mate in person. And wait to make train derailment. It's scary. I'd be nervous to rail fan. Yeah, you're not wrong. I know when I went down to that show in Columbus at Cook Road, I was like standing right there. I mean, easily could have been hit, well, even without a derailment. So, make a channel blow up. Yeah, well, I think I'd rather not have my channel blow up and not have derailments. I think that'd be better. All right, Artie. Thomas. Hey, man, cool knife, man. I don't know if I commented on it, but I watched the video on the knife with the pewter finish, with the Shea. It was pretty cool, man. John Manicki, good morning. Train Freak, Jason. Tammy and Ray. Yeah, you didn't quite get the cookie, but it's okay. Thank you for being here. Congratulations on Sparky's contest, too. That was awesome. Pappy, too. It's cool. Couldn't have been two better people, two better channels. All right, Mom and Sons wants John's address. Jason said, website is on his About page. Okay, there you go. Train Freak Hobbies. Yeah. Who else is here? I'm trying to catch up here. There's no folks. Prayers for the train engineer at this morning's train wreck in Sandstone, West Virginia. The train engineer isn't doing well. I just got the word from my stepbrother there. Oh, man. All right. That sucks. And bad enough when it's, material damage, but then when you get the human life involved, that stinks. Yeah, you're not wrong there. I don't know what was up with that. By the time they decided to break that train with all them chemicals, they hit the third detector, telling them to stop the damn thing. So I don't know what that was about. Somebody not listening, not paying attention. Maybe management tell them to ignore it. Who knows? I don't know the story on it. I just know it was bad. And I know the response to it was terrible and unexcusable. And all the crap on some of these channels on the TV talking about, the voters there get what they voted for is baloney. Well, maybe they are loading too many cars on these trains to get to their destination, but at the cost of the same. Yeah, well then they don't. That's what my understanding is. That's what part of that strike was supposed to be about. And they made them go back to work. They're worried about maintenance. They're worried about lack of number of crew members. They wanted to knock it down to one instead of two. Two's bad enough. And you got these mile-long trains, 2-mile-long trains. And then you're carrying hazardous stuff on top of it. You're probably right, Artie. I mean, we've always had heavier trains, longer trains than like Europe and that. But I think you're also probably not wrong. If you're going to go with these heavier trains, you need to account for that. So, trains, I don't have anything running today. I'm working on a layout, so I don't know how clean the track is if I'd even get a train to run. Just tell you, I think I killed my shoulder working on this track. I'm working on this layout because I'm working underneath the deck on the first level. So I'm back in there, trying to bend over and reaching your arms. And when you're old and out of shape like I am, there's a lot of work. Empty cars in the middle, cause train issues. Yeah, I feel you, man. Every time I get a new prescription, it takes a minute to get adjusted to them. I got to get hold of my eye doctor and get in. I'm well overdue. I don't know if it's changed a lot, but I feel like my prescription has changed some. But I haven't noticed any goof ups. Not like Jason. Two drivers roll. All right, let me get to the end of this thing. Well, that's inexcusable, Tammy. If that's true, that's for real, then I'm not saying it's not, but I didn't read that myself, and I don't know. It could be just he said, she said, maybe. And then somebody needs to go to jail for that. Something needs to happen with that. That's not okay. And the engineers should have enough autonomy to be able to say, no, this is a safety issue. I'm not doing it. I'm stopping this train and take it up with OSHA or whoever they have to take it up with, the railway board or transportation board, because that's baloney. I mean, you shouldn't be forced to work, and the laws in this country are set up so you shouldn't be forced to work under unsafe conditions or ignore a safety warning like that. If you ignored something on a highway like that, you'd be getting a ticket or going to jail. Hey, Ray Bertelson, Wigwag, good morning. Morning, everybody. I don't know who's all. I'm getting that for George, Florida Railroad Dog. Good morning. I'm trying to read and go down through. Do I really? No, seriously. Let me. I didn't check my audio settings. Let me see here. Don't know. I think I have the right mic on. This does sound crappy. Oh, you're kidding. Okay, he just sent me a text. All right, man. Come on now. Damn it. Brummy Rail enthusiast. Afternoon to you. Good to see you. Pink Trails, good morning. How's it going? Anthony? What's going on, buddy? Railroad enthusiast, good morning. Just trying to get down there. High Plains Drifter, good morning to you as well. Hey, there's Container Man. What's going on, Roy? Train fixing to 1,500 subs, debating what to give away this go round. Okay. Cool. GWR Buckley Junction. Afternoon to you. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate that. Hey, Daryl. Just listening, driving. All right. Very good. Appreciate it. That's okay. I get it, man. It's one of those times of day where people are either at work or going to work or, getting ready for work, or the ones that still are working. I know some of you guys are retired or whatever. Like today is day off, one of my days off. You got a snow day there. Now I'm hearing we're supposed to be getting some snow tomorrow or something. Joe Rader, good morning. Jason just said, man, I'm way back in the chat. Okay. Let me just see. I don't miss anybody. I'm going to kind of just move it along. Hey, Chris, good morning. I'm going to kind of move it along here. Hi, Gary. What's going on, pal? Carolina Dave. Stop by to say hi. Well, hello to you. Thanks for stopping in. I think I'm caught up. According to my page here. Oh, wow, John. John, refresh my memory. Where are you at again? Terrible with all that stuff. So, yeah, I was just listening to the radio. I was down here trying to clean up some. I took my bigger table out that was here, the workbench, to open the space up more and give me. I'm trying to slowly move all the crap that's on this workbench into the other room back here, behind me, where I'm going to have my my workstation. The only problem in there is I need to put some better lighting in there. And to be honest with you, I enjoy working on things while I'm watching the trains. So I wanted to keep at least a small table here that I can stream from, because this is a better environment to stream from. Obviously, this isn't behind me. There isn't great yet. Eventually, I'll have a better scene up top and everything, to look at. South Bend, Indiana. Okay, John. All right, so yeah. So that's probably going to be coming our way here then too, because that's what I'm hearing. We're supposed to get a decent amount here in Cleveland. So, hey, you know what? I can't even complain. It's been such a mild winter for us here, anyways. So it really is not anything I can complain about. I got to be honest. It just isn't. So let me do this and see if I can reach this. I tried to set that up so I can maybe show a little bit of what I've been working on. Hang on. Stand by. No, that's not it. Look, there's that scene. I got that a different camera angle. I gotta figure out a way to get like my lines over, my camera lines, like over, so I don't have to keep tripping on them on the floor. There it is. Okay. So I have been. I know. I'm sorry. I know, man. Hey, good news. I haven't put the shovel or the salt or anything away yet. Usually that's the mistake I make. I put all that stuff away, and then next thing you know, there we go. We get a big storm. All right, so I've been working on a peninsula here, ended a peninsula, and trying to get the cement plant situated in here. Don't know exactly. Down there is going to be a separate industry, And down where those other box cars are, there's going to be another industry. So there's a line going there, and there's a line like in the middle there. Well, this camera's kind of acting weird today. And if you notice, I get all the backdrops up on the peninsula. Really need to make a update video. I just haven't felt like it, to be honest. So I came out here to the end with that. And then I did the other side as well. So, yes, the switching puzzle. Let me see if I might be able to get in there a little bit. You guys give me a minute to readjust the camera. See where I'm at here. That ain't gonna work. Hey, Jim, let's go. Right, let me get this down some so you can see something. Okay. Yeah, Jason, I'll show you that in a minute. I flipped it around like you had suggested. I think it works out a little better that way. I'm not gonna be able to read the chat really. Or maybe. No, I can't. So none of this is powered up yet. You got it coming off the main over here. That way is going to be probably my scrap yard. And this way you'll come in, drop off a couple cars and switch this one. And push up to that one. You got kind of like a little run around here. So those tracks. I'm going to come over here on the line. See if I get that in the camera. Okay. So anyways, that's what I got going on there. I have this actually in a picture. weird. It would be. Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. Am I back on? What happened? Like I lost my camera there for a minute. Interesting. I don't know. Like I said, I'm using this new computer, so I'm sure I'll have to work some bugs out of this one too. You know. Oh well. I was hoping to show you guys that, but for whatever reason that camera doesn't want to kick over there. Every time I go to switch it, it kicks me off. I'm getting nothing now. Yeah, Roy. It could be a bad connection. I'm over this. I'm gonna quit this damn job. I'm terrible at it. But try to run this string, but sounds like somebody's off the track somewhere. Stand by. Hi, Wilmer. How you doing? I had to move these cars out of the yard the other day to do the backdrop. All right, maybe. Can't get my cameras to work. Let me see if I can get my damn trains to work. We shall see. Syracuse Rough Fanning Productions. See, I don't know what is happening with that, with the cameras, but anyways, I had it set up so I can try to show you guys what I've been working on, but apparently it does not want to work with me. Well, don't you worry, I got some on pre-order. So maybe I won the mega money last night. Well, I hope you did. Good for you, man. I got to play in order to win, and I don't usually play. So, H&X Express model N-Scale trains. Hello to you. Did I miss anybody else while I was goofing around over there? Any questions? I have one of those little 4 connector things. It's a USB port. There's 4 of them in there. So they're all plugged into that. And they were just working earlier. So I don't know what the hell, if I just am going out with the internet right now. Try it one more time. Black screen, don't know why. And that one does not make sense. Then it kicks me off saying that I'm not in the stream. So I'm not going to even mess with the other cameras right now. Oh, cool. Yeah, he's moving into America already. So, if he wins, of course. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Got a stalled train. A cup for my son there. Let me see what's happening there. It's hung up on something. I don't know what. It may just be extra dirty in this area because I've been working on it. It's the only thing I can think of because I've had no troubles with any of that. Unplug and replug USB hub. That might be a bad idea, guys. All right, that's not what I want. I see it on right here in a minute. All right, let me try this one. See if it does any good. There we go. Ah, that's what I was trying to show. Sort of. Yeah. Huh. This one put on my. Well, I wasn't really messing with it, Jason. Hey, man. Can you hear me? I just switched back and forth between cameras. So.
That'd be right. You hide your ugly mug face from the camera and put mine up there instead.
You want to be up live or up?
How you doing, buddy?
Good man. The stream last night. I was lurking, but I was trying to set this all up. This computer, my wife. This is her old work computer that I took over when she got a new one back in the fall. And I've just been lazy about getting things set up, and she's been busy, so kind of one of those deals where I've been wanting to get it going because that other computer, I need to take that and I hate my trains. Today I just hate my trains.
No, you don't. You're just saying that because you're not happy. They're not playing nice with you today.
Well, I really shouldn't have even tried to run them. Yeah, that's the crossover. I switched it the way you told me to, Jason. It does make more sense that way. So that's going to be the cement plant. I got the silos there to the left. The little conveyor goes across to this building. It's a big building, right? Comes with like 4 big buildings. And then right here, if you look on the very far right, I cut that building down. Cut, it's about an inch off of it so I could fit it against there better. And I just extended it to make it look like, I don't know what, just another part of that building or another storage building.
That actually looks good like that.
Maintenance building or something.
It looks actually good. I mean, when I look at some of the sheds that we have around here, I mean, it actually makes it look bigger. It makes the plant look bigger.
Yeah. I mean, the shed here next to the green building came with it, the like tan and green.
Yeah.
Came with it, and then the little extension part is actually the backside of that cut off just to extend it. So.
All you need now is get someone like Robin or a good artist to actually give you that good artistic look and make it look even bigger.
Yeah.
Like with the roof, just get that pitch up.
Yeah. Yeah, that would look cool if I could do that. But, or if I could, I was going to say I could probably peek that roof the other way. Like take that one. That would look stupid. I don't know. Believe me, I've been fighting with myself on the layout of this building, this setup in here. I don't know. So, I need like more. I'm gonna put on the very other end, way down. I'm gonna put some kind of office, not a big. I was gonna put like a big building, 3-4 stories. But then, just see that's gonna be too big. So I do want to put some sort of like office type setting, 1 story, 2 story, just for some employee parking and that. I'm still kind of kicking it around. What'd you sell for scrap?
Next week I'm not going to be so busy. Next week I'll go up to Malden Cement Works, which is just up the top here. It's about 30 minutes from me. I'll get some photos up there for you from the outside where the office buildings are and staff car parking and all that is, because they don't have really that many big buildings there as office space.
No. Well, I think I need something a little bigger than that little shack there. That's going to be more like like a weigh scale kind of shack, like where trucks would check in and coming in and out, whatever. I think that's too small for like an office for the facility. So something maybe double that size, just we'll see.
Yeah.
I would go look up a picture of something that I had in mind, but I'm afraid I'll lose everything. I'm afraid to do anything else. But this is good, though. I figured, I started to tell you, I came on your stream last night. I came on after you left on live a little bit with Darryl and Thomas and Randall. Who else was up there? It was just us. But I was listening in. Sounded like you had a good show going. So I texted you. I saw you up with Sparky. Again, I was lurking on his channel because I was trying to get this computer up and running. And rearrange everything down here because like I said, that work table I had was just too big. It's too big now, you know.
Yeah.
What are you using instead of rail spikes? So,
Um, we use clips because we actually don't use wooden rail sleepers here anymore. We've
no
actually
concrete.
got all concrete. Oh, we got all concrete ties now. We don't have wooden sleepers anymore.
Oh
It's
wow.
very rare. There's some tracks that still got them, but as they rot away, they're replacing them with concrete ones. They're doing away with the timber ones.
Yeah, they
Um,
do some rail lines here. They're switching over to concrete. I don't know. I don't know much that are around here that I see that are concrete by me. But I think out west they're doing a little bit more of that. I mean, they really need to. If it isn't apparent now with all these derailments going on, it needs to be. The system needs to be upgraded. The infrastructure of this country is falling apart, and we're too busy. No, don't get started. We're too busy giving money away to people that don't need it, and in countries that don't deserve it. And our shit's falling apart here. And
yeah,
that's everybody. That's it. Don't matter what administration. That's everybody. It's like I'm not trying to get political. It needs to be fixed between the electric grid, the highway systems, the rail systems. It's just stupid.
well, see, they've been doing a big program here, and it's taken some time. Um, and it has actually reduced a lot of the train derailments here. I mean,
Well,
we
it's
still
going,
get it. Don't get me wrong. We still get it. I mean, we've only had, I think we had 2 or 3 train derailments so far this year, and one there was one massive one out west in December. Um, that line's only just been opened up about 7 weeks ago because that was closed for some time. Only
oh,
because the access they had a long way to get to it and get the equipment to it. The
yeah.
other dramas, it was just because, as you know, as a lot of you guys that follow my channel, I've been sharing the bad weather we've been getting, the flooding rains and that. The beds
Oh,
are just
yeah.
going away, but once every now and then we do get the big trail derailment out west. That was because of something went wrong on one of the carriages. I reckon it was a broken axle and derailed the whole train, and unfortunately, it was on a single track. That happens. But when you look, um,
I don't know.
that's that's rare unless it actually got a broken bolt or something and knocks the axle out with the force. But you look how heavy those trains are. I mean, even Jason has said it before. I mean, you look how the trains are all put together. I mean, you got heavies at the front, and then you got empties in the middle, and then you got big, huge, heavy ones again at the back. And
Yeah.
the stresses when those trains going around the bends and that. It it's just madness.
Well, just look at our railroads here, our modern railroads. You have to kind of build your concept of cars in a certain way. Like, remember, I don't know, when it was a couple years back now or so, Norfolk Southern had that big derailment at a couple times. I think of it as Horseshoe Curve. Like in the
Yeah,
middle of that train was a bunch of empty lumber cars, those bulkhead spine cars, whatever, for the lumber loads.
yeah.
Empty in the middle of a bunch of loaded heavy stuff.
You
When you're
can't do
pulling
that.
around those big long curves, it's gonna chances are greater. The force is gonna pull them off. Exactly what happened.
I I had this guy that used to drive for me when I did the road trains and I had a triple, and we're going up north towards Darwin, and he had to do a drop along the way, but the guy decided he's going to put heavy ice cream as a third trailer, and have all the light ones up the front.
Yeah, that's smart.
Unfortunately, he rolled it because the middle one just gave way. The reason why he put it at the back because he said it would have been easy for him to unload. He wouldn't have had to unhook the other trailers. But he ridden off the truck and 3 trailers. And a lot of people out in the centre didn't get any ice cream for about 2 weeks.
Well, that's not fun.
No. Well, yeah, the derailments. You're right, Wilma. Derailments always happen. I mean, but when you have a look at the end of the day, when you have a look at you're still using.
That's true, Wilmer.
Yeah, you're still using like the rail infrastructure you guys are using over in the US is still from the 19th century. You're still using a wooden ties. We're still traffic. We're still rails on top. The weights have increased. Timber can only hold so much weight before it starts giving way. You got that little spike, and then you got that 200 car long train being pulled along on that track, especially on the bends, the stresses. You can hear the wheels creaking. Imagine we were just talking about spikes. Imagine how much pressure is going on those spikes. So they've got to give way. The biggest drama we have here at the moment is units breaking down on the main line, or like yesterday in Sydney, we had a big system failure. We had all the train communication and signalling failure yesterday. The whole Sydney basin, which I'm included in, we had no trains operating, no passenger trains, no freight trains. Everything was basically parked up and stopped for nearly 9 hours. The new shark attack. Don't know about Dave, the shark attack. I mean,
Hey, man. Good morning, Dave. I don't know if I said good morning to you. I don't know if you. I missed you in there somewhere when I was messing around with these cameras.
I can hear myself coming back on your side.
What's that?
I can hear myself echoing.
I don't hear it over here. Do you guys hear it?
I've heard it. Hang on, I don't have you here. Oh, it's gone now. Whatever you've done. Too much technology. Yeah, that's right, Container Man. Way too much technology. All he needs is someone to dig up a cable, hit the wrong cable, and the whole system, the whole network goes down. And it happened about an hour, 2 hours just before peak hour, the evening peak. And nobody could get home. They couldn't even get the buses to the stations because there's a shortage of drivers at the moment. Yeah, I don't know, Jim. I don't know. But I mean, I don't know about your union, but I mean, our union, rail union here, they stuck it up to our state government here for the last 4 months where they went out and strike. They actually went to the courts and they won the right to strike because of a safety issue. At the moment, particularly on our passenger trains, you have the train driver and the guard, or you guys will call him the conductor. The train driver, of course, at the front, conductor at the back, or a brakeman. Now they want to get rid of the brakeman or the guard and just have the train driver. Down in Victoria, Melbourne, that's already proved to be a failure because they're having a lot of accidents down there with the trains, passenger trains. But they are going on the way of getting rid of train drivers here or train engineers here. The new rail system they're putting up in Sydney, they're all computer operated. There's no driver, there's nobody on the train.
I think they're trying so hard to do away with human error that it's making more problems because the technology is like, you need, I don't know, I don't think you ever can safely get rid of the humans in these machines.
But they're talking about like we're going to have issues with our power grid. With a lot of the main power stations here that are coal fired have been shut down.
Yeah, we're here too.
Yeah, and the power's not going to. We're not haven't got enough power to maintain it. We were in a lot of struggle here 2 3 days ago, where the people were using air conditioning through the night and whatnot because of the big heat.
Jason, I guess we're gonna start busting in all the Norfolk Southern fans now. They were always doing to the CSX fans.
Yeah, but
I don't hear anybody talking shit about them now, like they did CSX. Believe me, I'm not advocating for anybody to have accidents and that. I'm
no.
not. I just would get frustrated because I'm a CSX guy. People would always be busting on them, even on the railroad when something derails. Oh, CSX. Okay.
Yeah, that was
just,
a bad accident.
They didn't just poison half the friggin' eastern seaboard with that shit that just happened in Ohio.
You see, no, we don't have tanker. We have not had tanker trains carrying dangerous goods in our country now since I think about 94, 95. After that big train derailment down in Cooma, where
I think the safest way for all that's going to be mainly like pipelines and stuff.
a lot of that stuff. Like, we do have a big gas pipeline that goes on the eastern seaboard. Our big reserve is down south of Melbourne between the mainland, that little island on the eastern side of Australia. That's where our big gas reserve is. That gets piped into here. They spent billions of dollars doing gas pipelines throughout the Australian network. We got pipeline coming out from Central Australia. Fuel and oil, well, that's still going by roads, and all our chemicals go by road. But then again, our population isn't as big as what is in the US, so we don't have to feed so much.
Yeah.
We don't have to manufacture as much as what you guys have to in the United States. You didn't say they were understaffed and that's a problem everywhere, and that would cause that accident. Yeah, but then again, I see what Norfolk Southern's been doing, and even CSX, where they've been shutting down a lot of their rail maintenance facilities, and I've been hearing it from the horse's mouth, and that's no good when you start closing down your maintenance facilities.
I agree. We had a pipeline going. Some genius decided to shut it down.
The only thing that goes by rail now is our ethanol, which is in a container. It's not in tanker form, and that gets exported. Domestic use all goes by road.
I mean, in theory, you think it would be safer to transport those chemicals on rail rather than on highways where there's more chances of accidents on a highway, you would think, based on the number of vehicles. But unfortunately, that happened, and now everybody's talking about it.
You see, that's another thing that Jason's saying. No, not all chemicals can go in a pipeline. No.
Right.
But
you're still going to have to transport from the pipelines. I mean, you're still going to have to put them in trucks or something to get to where they're going. You're not going to get the pipeline to every industry that is using stuff.
Yeah.
And you're right, Jason. I agree with that too. And it should have been pretty safe. I don't know if it was the way they handled it or what. After it happened. First, it shouldn't have happened based on the warnings that they had prior to the accident.
I remember.
Stopped by the time it was derailed.
I remember an incident down in Melbourne, near the city of Melbourne, many years ago. I was at the Port Melbourne site there, and there was a chemical plant opposite to where we used to hand in our paperwork together, our containers, the shipping containers. And there was a guy unloading a chemical out of his road tanker. And there was a safety issue and things going on. So we decided to be a bit of a smart aleck, create a little bit of a spillage where that liquid ended up mixing with a liquid it shouldn't have. And within about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, the whole plant went up. I mean, we saw the fumes and the hissing going up, and we just ran for the harbour. Like you can imagine, we got the dock here, and we can see the water line. We just all started bolting for the water and dived into it. It's like almost like a movie set, because you could just see it going up. And the roof of one of the tanks landed about nearly a mile and a half, 2 miles away from the actual chemical plant.
Oh, jeez.
It was down in Melbourne. It was in the mid 90s, early 90s, mid 90s. They were so lucky that petrol storage plant next door, which was owned by Amco, lucky it didn't go up, but it did damage all its infrastructure, all its piping and that from the heat. Yeah, well, mate, it is all about greed. All these CEOs and bean counters, and they're just worried about the shareholders and make them the big money. They can make billions and billions of profit, but they don't want to put the money back into it. G'day, Toms.
Hey, Tom Strange. Morning, buddy.
But again, as I said, I mean, again, it goes back down. You look at your infrastructure, you're still using 19th century, 20th century infrastructure, and you're trying to haul basically a third or almost a third of a container shipload of items along by rail. It's not going to work. They did do a lot of experimenting and whatnot with our big iron ore trains up northwest. West Australia. Okay, we had no population. They did have a lot of derailments when they first started off, but they ironed it out. But you will not find a single wooden tie in that whole network up there. You have a look at that.
I mean, that's going to take years and years. If they started today, it's going to take years.
What it is
to replace all that stuff. But it needs to be something that happens if we're going to, upgrade our system. You got to start at least. And maybe they have, it's just not going fast enough. I don't know. Like I said, I think some lines are concrete ties, and clips and stuff rather than spikes and wooden ties and that. But I'm no expert on the railroads, believe me. I like my mono trains. I enjoy it, but I don't know all the ins and outs. Believe me. You probably can tell that.
It took roughly to do the eastern seaboard all the way from Brisbane, which is up north, which is basically halfway up the eastern seaboard, all the way down to Melbourne. And there was one section in Victoria from the New South Wales border into Melbourne. They ripped out the broad gauge and they duplicated the standard gauge all the way through, and that's like 300 miles of duplication.
Oh, wow.
And all they'd done was they'd done one big huge section at a time. This area was due to be redone. Would replace everything, the beds, the ties, the whole lot. It took them 15 years. There are some branch lines out west that it's still got wooden ties, but as they get refurbished, the tracks getting redone, they end up putting on the new ones. We did have steel ties, but steel ties were causing too much trouble.
Yeah, well, see, like Dave said, that for heavy traffic lines, and maybe that's the answer. Like your main lines, your heavily used lines. Again, either way, it's going to take time. Just what it is. You got to start doing it.
You look at the distance between Sydney and Perth. Okay, that would be equivalent of going across from, say, um, Jacksonville, Florida, to Los Angeles and San Francisco, right across the country.
Yeah,
It's all concrete ties now.
it's good.
It's all concrete ties. Um,
Now, does your passenger rail share service lines with your freight?
yes, yes, they do. Um, the Sydney network finishes off. Um,
No,
actually, I fall in
no
the
doubt.
Sydney network down here. To the south, the Sydney network finishes at Mosfet. Would have done that video last week, and over the Blue Mountains, which is over the west, and up to Newcastle. Now they do throw freight trains during the day in between the passenger trains. During the day, passenger trains got priority of freight trains. There has been some sections where they have tracks just devoted to passenger trains and um,
Have a good day, Syracuse Rail fan.
yeah, mate. Like our busiest corridor is a Sydney Melbourne corridor. So what they've done is, where the bulk of the electrification starts from near Campbelltown, they put a separate track in from there all the way to the freight yard and into Port Botany, where is our airport. They spent about 5-6 years putting a dedicated freight line only for the freight train, so it doesn't have to compete with passenger trains.
Well, that's good.
What it is, commuter traffic. I mean, if a freight train broke down, it created chaos for the commuters. And if a passenger train broke down, it did exactly the same thing with a freight train. So they just put in a complete new line.
Well, thanks for stepping in, Tom. Have fun.
Okay, bud. Yeah. They have done a lot of work. They have done our line separate. We don't have a separate line here until we get to Ursville, but then we go 4 tracks. In that 4 tracks, 2 of them are local and 2 on the city or the express lines. They used to be able to squeeze the, particularly when we had big coal traffic, they used to squeeze the coal traffic on the express line, on the intercity line.
Oh, really?
But now, since our coal traffic's died down, the government decided to throw extra passenger services in. But the thing is, when we have a busy wheat harvest, we get wheat coming from the north and west, and they got to come through that network, and starts creating a bottleneck. We used to have up to between 35 to 40 coal trains in a 24-hour period.
Wow.
We're now down to about 10 to 12 trains in a 24-hour period. So our coal traffic down to our harbour here has reduced quite significantly.
So, what are you guys powering your country with?
We still got coal power stations. We do have a gas power station not far from my place. Wind turbines, solar farms, which is up near Canberra. But we do have a big hydroelectric power system up in the snowfields.
Yeah.
What we're going to do when they shut down the other power station, we don't know yet. Separate freight from passenger tracks.
I don't know.
No, because it all comes down to this. The whole thing about our system here is the lines itself is government owned. And they're owned by the state governments, by the states. It's not owned by the federal government, it's owned by the states. The commuter rail traffic in this state here is run by our state government. The
Yeah.
freight trains are the freight trains like Pacific and National is how would I say it? It's got government backing on it, so to speak. Like the government has some control on Pacific National, but private operators can actually use the line, like track sharing you guys got in United States.
Yeah.
Victoria, it's suburban train traffic. It's all contractors now, private operators. But the rails itself, the main lines itself, is owned by the Victorian state government. Queensland up north, that's all government owned. So and that makes it a little bit easier because basically it's the taxpayers that are funding the rail system, and not the private sector.
Well, no, we had 2 coal-fired plants not too far from where I'm at, and they're both closed. One's actually torn down. I don't know about the other one. I think it's closed, but I don't know if it's torn down yet.
Well, we got one that's going to be closing down, I think, next year. But that's up in the north of the
2
city.
nuclear plants. Maybe about half hour one way, 45 minutes, and then maybe an hour or so the other way. I don't know if they're still running or not. I think they are.
They've got to be. They've got to be. The amount of energy that you guys use over there, electricity you guys use over there, it's just crazy. Most of them are still under coal. Yeah, they are. Well, yeah, the coal is to some degree, but the sort of but
It's all pressure. It's all
it's starting to get pricey. It's starting to get pricey.
Well, they don't even want us to use natural gas. They're trying to. I don't know. I don't understand the world I'm living in. Let me just tell you.
But Dave's right. They have spent billions in cleaning up the reducing emission from the coal power plants. But you have a look at all the byproducts that are coming from that coal. And one of the key ingredients is fly ash, and one of the ingredients that fly ash is very important to is the manufacture of clinker, your cement, right?
I just learned that. I just learned that while I was messing with the cement plant, trying to figure out how that all works. We were talking the other night, Artie.
You're going to have to find a replacement for it. You're going to reduce all these coal power stations. Where's that fly ash going to come from? Where's that component going to come from?
Yeah.
Because it goes as a slurry. Then you've got the other component that comes out of it. Okay, steaming coal that you use in power station, you don't get much tar out of it.
I remember here there used to be municipalities that would burn the trash. They used to have incinerators that would burn the trash. It's been a long time since they would do that, but.
Well, that's what they do in Europe, particularly in Germany and whatnot. They're actually burning trash to turn that into a power station. But now the byproducts out of that is being put into roads, make them quieter and more absorbent. There's a couple of stretches here where we actually mixed that into our
We're not wrong, Dave.
asphalt. But makes it crazy. Well, that's it. Yeah. But you have a look at your asphalt.
I don't know why they love the French, and the French power the whole country on nuclear, practically.
Because it's cheap.
It's clean. Not the way, I mean, the burning of it. I mean, the making of it. I mean, you get the waste product, of course. But everything has a waste product. It just depends how you store it.
Exactly.
You dispose of it.
But you have a look. They try to do it here. This plant over here.
It's the media. It's just like with the media, with this train wreck. The media gave nuclear power such a bad name. I mean, yeah, granted, nuclear for bombs and stuff, yeah, it's definitely not good. But I mean, when you're using it for good, it's actually a clean source of energy.
a lot of people forget when they talk about nuclear energy. It's so much in our common everyday living nowadays. I mean, you're around it every day yourself, there, Dave, in your hospital,
Hmm.
right? You look at how much of that, how much radiation and whatnot you get over there. That's equivalent to that's used in medicine. Your X-rays, your medications.
Hmm.
Look what cancer sufferers. Good one is plumber. You can blame nuclear on Chernobyl. Well, yeah,
Yeah, there's a 3 Mile Island thing too, but Chernobyl
we
was the worst, and it's
yeah,
still got some implications there. That area is still pretty much toxic.
yeah we got a facility between here and Sydney with a nuclear facility too, which is used for basically medicine and experiments. You don't even know it's there.
Hmm.
I've been to it many times. Yeah, and that's probably why I'm glowing in the dark. But
Hmm. Going there.
um,
I don't know, man.
well, you see, Wilma, a couple of states here already have experienced blackouts. South Australia, which is the southern middle state here in Australia, they got rid of pretty much all their coal power fire station, and I think it was last summer. The last 2 summers, they run out of electricity.
Hmm.
Victoria down in Melbourne, they've run out of electricity. Up here, yet we haven't touched wood, but we can see it happening. But they end up putting our prices up, which I can't work out. Um,
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I'm not against like green energy and stuff, but I think it needs to be
Neither am I.
it needs to be a supplement to what we have, and slowly kind of work our way that way. You can't just shut everything down and
No,
you know ban
you
this,
see,
ban that, and then everybody's you know
we got a
country.
commercial on TV now that shows because a lot of people are against
Hey,
mining,
John.
but they actually showed there's a really good advertisement on TV where they go and say the
Yeah,
mining is in your everyday needs. It
it's
goes to your
like
refrigerators, it goes to your phones, it goes to your computers, your food, and everything else. I thought solar and wind are renewable. Well, it's no good when you've got no wind or you've got an overcast weather there, Roy, or you've got your whole city decided we all going to use all our power points all at the same time. Um,
hydropower. It'd be clean,
well, they're actually,
but you have to have enough. You have to have enough of a source for that too. You can't just do hydro everywhere. You gotta have water. I
well,
mean,
look at the issue we've had
yeah,
here
yeah, yeah.
with our hydro system. Okay, now they're expanding it, but they had a big cave in
Kyle.
where the tunnel boring machine was actually boring in a new tunnel, and the whole ground above it collapsed into the tunnel.
Oh, jeez.
So they had to stop that project and work out how they're going to fix that problem.
Yeah.
But the Snow Mountain scheme, the power scheme that they had here, they dammed all the water that flowed in the Murray River, which was one of the main rivers between the two states here and for the farmers. Hydrogen power plants, well, let's see what happens with that, Roy, because they are building a hydrogen facility down here at the steelworks, next to steelworks with the old coal loader. Um, well, they will need to. The coal power isn't as that bad, but you look at the byproducts that come out of it. Now, if the one ingredient that comes out of the coal that everybody uses every day is your tar. In America, you use it on your roofs and you use it on your roads. You take your coal out of it and your oil out, you're no longer going to have bitumen roads. You're not going to have tar to do your shingles up on your roof.
Yeah.
Where does that come from? It comes from coal, and it comes from crude oil.
I find it funny that I remember years ago when they wanted to switch over to plastic grocery bags to save the trees. Now, I've said it before, trees are a renewable resource.
It is.
And now they're bitching about the plastic bags, and like where I live now, they went all back to paper bags. You can't even use
But do they charge you for your paper bags?
Oh yeah, they do. You have to bring your own reusable bags. Yeah, you gotta bring your own bags. Or
how much are they charging you for the bags there?
I think it's 5 or 10 cents a bag. 10 cents, I think.
And all these supermarkets are cashing in on them.
I always forget to bring my damn bags, so I always have to buy a bag or two. So I just remember that because I used to work at the grocery store when they were changing all that. It was always paper bags. Then you get paper or plastic, and then it went to just basically plastic. You know. So
we got areas around here where they have actually got plantation timbers, and these people going in and jumping up and down, and the forest has been cut down. Hey, those trees have been planted. Those trees are there for a purpose. No plastic bags. Well, you see here now, they've actually outlawed plastic cutlery. You cannot buy any more plastic cutlery here. You can't buy plastic plates. You can't buy plastic straws. Those plastic.
remember that, John?
Yeah.
And I remember when the bottles were returnable, and they would wash them and reuse them. You know, and they'd pay you to bring the bottles back.
Yeah.
10 cents a bottle, whatever it was.
We had a big plant up out of Sydney there where they used to take all the bottles. And I remember going to that glass factory there one time. A friend of ours worked in there. The bottles used to get washed. They used to get sterilised and everything else. And they refilled it with either milk or beer.
Yeah.
Okay, there, next to the plant there, they had dairy.
Well, I don't think the pop and stuff tastes as good in plastic, water or anything. It doesn't get cold enough for my likings. Glass made it much colder. I used to walk trucks for Pepsi back in the day, and when it first came out, it was 20 ounce or 16 or 20 ounce glass bottles. After they got away from the returnable bottles, the glass is too thin, man. They'd start popping up in the rafters. You get them 3 stacks high, and you get that heat up there, and they'd start popping.
Yeah.
So they had to change that. Switch to bamboo. And bamboo's strong as hell too, man. Hang on a minute. That's a strong hardwood.
Yeah, well, that too, container man, yeah, go to bamboo, but I'll show you what they give you now here. Like I had to go and get I ended up getting some KFC the other day. I went to get some mashed potato and gravy because I needed to, because I had 2 teeth out, couldn't eat nothing solid. But this is what you get now in the KFC bag. Remember the plastic spoons that you used to get? We get these wooden spoons now.
Wooden?
They're wooden spoons.
Okay.
Right. I wouldn't even get really call of a spoon, but it's a shape like a spoon. And the forks are nothing. Forks are a little bit bigger than that. No cut, and there's no bleach in the paintwork, but I mean, it's very glossy. But that's all you get now, and you still get your serviette. But no more plastic. It's actually been pretty much banned in nearly all states in Australia. Blackbeard, Captain Blackbeard, John, howdy. um, but the thing is, all these people that are actually jumping up and down about all this, they're the ones that causing a lot of the trouble. You have a look at how much trash they end up throwing out. I mean, how many times they pack wooden spoons in a plastic bag? Yeah, well, actually, no, the bag is actually paper. Yeah, this is actually paper. It's not plastic. It's actually paper. So, but yeah, the amount of trash is, particularly these young ones that stay because of crying about climate change and do something. They're the ones that actually, oh, we're not going to use the trash can. We'll just throw it at the window because we don't want it in the car, or we'll just put it on the sidewalk there. We don't want it in the car.
Yeah,
We spent one.
that's a sport.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Just a spork. Actually, I'll see if I've got a wooden spoon and fork here.
Well, they had that brilliant idea to go to paper straws not too long ago. How ridiculous is that? The damn thing, you get straw shit all in your damn drink. I mean, look, we got a recycle can here. I throw the plastic shit in it, you know, whatever is recyclable. I use it. You know, I don't know. It just, I don't know. I don't know the answer. I just know what they're doing ain't working. But what kind of stuff? Hey, Mystic. What kind of stuff?
No, I don't have one here, but I will get one. I will get one though for next time. So I'll just have to remember. What is a spork?
John Howdy.
But see over here, they wanted to
Wilmer, but
recycle.
his were packed in a paper pouch or whatever. But I wouldn't put it past them to do some greeny thing like that and still pack it in a plastic bag. That's just how stupid they are about everything.
Yeah. Everyone needs to make paper.
Yeah, no shit. Exactly.
But I've
man.
got to say one thing though. There was one handy thing with those plastic bags, especially the thin plastic bags that we used to get. Particularly when you come across an accident and whatnot, and you see someone hurt, and you don't have any plastic rubber gloves or whatnot to protect yourself from the person. Those plastic bags came in handy as a glove.
Mm-hmm.
When you had to render first aid to someone, you didn't have any gloves or whatnot to protect yourself. I tell you what, they were magic.
Yeah.
They were still strong enough where they weren't going to break, but you were able to do. Wait, get out of that, you. Rabbit trying to go and jump on the bench to get some. But yeah, there's been a lot of use for it. What are we going to do now? Who knows?
Exactly.
Trees are renewable, yeah. But then you get people that will jump up and down because plantation timber is getting chopped down.
That's what I'm saying. We're coming full circle on this stuff. Where we used to use paper, then they wanted plastic. Now they want paper again because the plastic is whatever bad for everybody, every environment.
Yeah, but even for paper, paper. I mean, you can recycle paper, but you still got to use X amount of trees or wood chip to give it body and strength. It's the same with steel. You can recycle steel, you can melt it down, but sometimes you need to put an additive in it with raw steel or pig iron into it to make the steel that you need.
Just use your hand, Joe. So I love when I see people, they got the little signs in the yard. Pick up poop. for dog walkers and stuff. I just know it's the right thing to do. You don't want to poop on somebody's lawn. You know, it's kind of not nice. But honestly, what's going to happen if it just biodegrades into the earth? What's the big deal? Why is it a big deal about picking up poop, other than the fact that it's not nice to let your dog poop on somebody in your neighbor's yard, I guess. But I don't know what harm it does to the grass or the ground or whatever, the dirt. So, and you're right, man. Infrastructure don't suck if they collapse.
Okay, let me show you the madness that we got over here. They
You're
want
right,
to
Dick.
get rid of plastic, right? But they want us now to put all our food scraps and everything else
Hey, Jerry,
into plastic bags and throw it in our green waste.
food scraps in there?
Yeah, into these plastic bags. They say it's biodegradable, but it's plastic. Now, we have 3 bins here. We've got one for our general waste. We got a yellow top bin, which is all our recycled stuff, like your bottles, your cans,
Yeah.
your paper. Most of us here, we end up taking our cans and bottles into a cash place up here where you put your bottles in there, you get 10 cents each.
Mhm.
And then we've got the green waste bin. Basically, you put all your lawn clippings, your tree clippings,
Yeah.
anything that's compostable. But now they want us to put like our food scraps that we got leftover food into these plastic bags and put in the green waste.
Huh.
Because they say they will break
Why
down.
don't you just throw them without the bag in the green waste? Wouldn't it biodegrade faster if it's not in a stupid bag?
Yeah,
I don't
tell
know.
me
Call
the
me
logic
stupid.
on it. This is how crazy it's got. We got to use plastic bags just to put it in that now.
I get that about the dog poop container, man. I'm just saying, I know it's not nice. You shouldn't let your dog poop on somebody else's grass, but I don't understand the whole thing. It was the little signs people were putting up in their yards around here, anyways. It was more about the environment than it was about picking up the poop, from what I got out of it. Yeah. So that's the thing, like, man, I don't know.
Well, actually, that's one thing they actually cut back on a lot over here, except for your meats and that. They've actually have cut back on a lot of plastic use over here now.
Yeah.
And the types of plastic, and the other thing is the type of plastic they use, and they've actually changed a lot of it. Separate truck collecting.
Well, we have a separate recycle truck that comes by and picks up the recycled cans. But they bitch and moan about that because, look, they want you to wash these bottles out and these things out. And it's like, well, if I'm doing all the work for you, what the hell am I going to do?
It gets very washed anyway. Like I throw all mine in the recycle bin outside. Half the time I don't even wash it because it's going to get washed anyway.
Yeah.
Makes
They
sense.
don't want you to throw, like, say, pizza boxes because it has grease on it from the pizza. Well, I don't know. You're going to recycle it down, and it's going to go through a kind of pulping type process to remake paper.
It cleans it.
I don't know. I ain't doing all that. I'm going to throw it in the recycle bin, and you use it or you don't. You choose.
Oh no, we can throw our pizza boxes in our recycle. Over here we can throw it, but at the end of the day, it all goes back down to what we were talking about earlier. It all comes back down to the dollars.
This is a way to charge us more money because now our community has to pay the trash company not just to pick up the trash for the city. They got to pay them in the deal they work out is also priced in the recycle part of it.
Well, see, our waste is all put in with our land rates every year.
Yeah.
Which some parts over there.
I was just paid through the tax dollars, no doubt. But I'm just saying it's ridiculous how they do it.
Yeah.
It's a money grab.
Yeah, and then we have what we called big garbage cleanups. Like you got stuff that you want to throw away. Like you're doing a big clean out in your house or whatnot. You got stuff you want to get rid of. Instead of loading up the trailer, you put it on the curbside collection. We call it here. You get 2 of them free a year here where I am. Everything goes in the same truck here, and they claim it is separated in the truck. With our recycle, we don't separate things. They used to. We used to have a separate compartment for the bottles and cans and whatnot, and another one for the cardboard. But now they actually split that up, and we have a sorting facility not far from here where they actually sort the paper away from all the glass and the cans. But the glass and cans, I keep them when I finish drinking me drinks and whatnot. I usually keep them in the bag and take it to the collection centre. At least that way I can put money in my PayPal account so I can buy some more trains.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Yeah, same here. CD, we got CDP. We got a 10 cent machine. We actually got machines. You can go there 24 hours a day and feed them.
They got little Mexicans in the back of those trucks too, separating all the garbage. Oh boy.
Yeah. Get this stuff stinks.
Yeah, Jerry, I used to love the glass bottles, man. When there was glass, and we all remember when they, Coke, Pepsi, whoever, they used to have the returnable bottles, and they would clean them and reuse them.
Yeah.
You would pay you 10 cents. It used to be 10 cents for the 16 ounces and 20 for the liter bottles or whatever the hell it was, the bigger ones, something like that. And we used to go and hunt them down as kids, and we'd take the money and go buy candy and stuff like that, or
well, that's what's going around here. Like I put my recycle bin here on the night every week, and you can guarantee someone's going to go in there looking for cans and bottles.
Yeah.
No, you're not going to get that. That's mine. There was one guy one person decided to come up my driveway into my yard.
Hey, listen, if you need the money that bad, just ask me. I'll put them in a bag aside for you, and you come pick them up on garbage day, and I'll put the bag out. And
but
then
you don't come into my yard at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, I'm just saying, if somebody needs it that bad, ask me. Shit, I'll put them aside for you.
Glass with deposit.
John, that's brilliant. Brilliant.
Was and go out and behind. Well, these machines that we got here, we thought we're gonna outdo the machine, right? And like, think you can put it on a fishing line, because it's got a little hole like so, and it's got a conveyor belt, and as it goes through, it scans the label. And we thought, maybe we'd be able to put it in there and bring the bottle back out again. No, the whole system shuts down, stops people from trying to take bottles out and put it back in again. The machines, we're better than ones. Ours actually not working too bad. I mean, we've got 2 up here. They get emptied probably about 2-3 times a day. You've got a separate section for the glass and even your popper juices. Those little poppers? They'll actually take them as well. And then you've got another side, they do the glass. And they work pretty well. Actually, I've got to take a lot down myself.
Well, I bet you, there's a few states, I don't know if they still do. I know not too long ago, there's a few states that would still give you some return money on bottles and stuff. But I'll tell you what, if they started paying again, I bet you a lot more people would do like you're doing, Artie. You take them back to the you can just take them back to the grocery store. And then maybe you put them in a bin and they would give you money for the damn things.
Well, that's how they do it in a lot of Eastern Europe countries, you see. If you go over there to buy beer or drinks or whatnot, you need to take those bottles back because the amount of deposit you had to pay for it was expensive.
Yeah.
So if you didn't take those bottles back, they'll charge you a fortune again. Okay, Joe, you have a good one too, bud. You have a
We'll
good
see,
day.
Joe. Actually, I'm going to cut this stream off here, man.
Right, piss off.
Yeah,
I'm going to go to bed too.
I got to get doing some work here. I want to get some wiring done today in this area so I can test these tracks, make sure everything's working right.
You've done a fair bit. I'm
Yeah.
jealous. I'm
Yeah,
disappointed.
finally got some mojo back to get moving on this. A little bit, anyways.
I've got the mojo, but I'm not allowed to do much. So I've
Yeah.
got to get up to. I've got to go up to see Joe and get those clips so I can actually get that stuff of yours out of here because I need some space pretty soon.
Yeah.
Here he is. Anthony's here. Turns up when we're about to go.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to leave, man.
Bit late, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time to go to work or go to bed. Take your choice.
Hey, one of the two.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I need to get something done on my layout too. I mean,
Yeah.
3D print, I still haven't sorted that out, but I have to get that done. But yeah, you got your mojo back, but I've sort of like lost mine a little bit. But I am back in the back room again and trying to do a bit.
I'm still doing my usual overthinking everything, placement of everything, and it drives me nuts. But
There's nothing wrong with sometimes there's nothing wrong with that. You got to sit down and think of how it's going to work. How do you really want to do it? Then you find the alternative eventually. Like I'm trying to work out the best way to do my operation. Where am I going to be able to fit some industries?
Well, that's kind of what it was. How do I fit these buildings in here? How do I fit these tracks in here? How do I make it look right, look believable? How would this industry normally work? So, it's getting there.
Yeah, see, I'm still trying to think where I'm going to squeeze in my little sidings and industrial areas, along the line going down. So
I ended up moving the siding that I used here, moved it down further down the line. So I can add these other two industries in and make a little busier area. But, all right, I'm going to cut this out.
Okay, mate. Thanks for having us on here. Good night, everybody. I mean, have a great day, everybody.
All right, thanks for coming up, Artie.
Okay,
And we'll catch you guys on Jim's show, 6 o'clock tonight. So, all right, Jim Tedesco, 6 o'clock. See you guys there. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Talk to you guys later.